What if bad guys looked different? In the 1800s and early criminal psychology, there was this idea that criminals actually had facial features that distinguished them from the ordinary public. The idea was that they would have thicker eyebrows, protruded foreheads, and these would be distinguishable factors that would identify criminals in the environment. Of course, that was in the Victorian era, classic Sherlock Holmes territory. But fact or fiction, we do know that criminals can't be identified by how they look. Of course, there's a classic stereotypes where you could say people have gang affiliations, tattoos, but that doesn't mean that that person has criminal intent or the intention to harm you. And as great as stereotypes are to help us process information very quickly and efficiently, they can undermine your ability to defend yourself when out in public. So making assumptions on the way that people look and matching that to a potential threat or risk to you is never going to work in the first place. You can't distinguish by the way someone looks, the way they dress. Of course, you can be dressed for crime, that's a given. But in this day and age where face masks are a norm, it is much harder to identify people dressed to perpetrate a crime. Because now, most people wear face masks and hoodies, and it's quite acceptable to walk around the street or to be in public transport. So you have to look for other distinguishable factors that helps you identify potential trouble around you. Body language has to be key. And this is where the discussion of understanding intention comes into play. If someone has bad intention, you will see it a mile off. There'll be lots of risk indicators. So stick with the video and I'll identify just a few of them. Communication is mostly non-verbal. Only 7% of our communication is by the spoken word. 38% is by the voice and tone, and 55% is purely down to body language. You could say that people communicate their intent in three distinguishable ways. You see, a predominant factor in our self-defense is understanding communication. Bad guys don't just pick random people. They study them first. Predators have a process of analysis. They evaluate you, albeit the process is quite quickly. Now, the good thing is that this process projects their intention. And in that sense, you can quite clearly tell that you've been evaluated as a target for a crime. We've spoken about this before. Typical body language. The guy might be target scanning. If he's inexperienced, signs of nervousness, looking for witnesses, maybe even making eye contact with his teammates. Either way, these are all indicators that you should pay attention to. So what is self-defense awareness? Awareness is the ability to read the people around you, to predict potential problems, to analyze the risk. Now, you don't have to go overboard with this, but there are some simple things that you can do. There's a three-part definition of awareness. The first one is knowing what to look for. The second is paying attention to what's happening around you. And the third is matching your degree of vigilance to the circumstances around you. In other words, the context that you're in. You see, self-defense isn't the fight, it's the prevention. Being successful at self-defense isn't actually having to fight or defend yourself. It's actually not putting yourself in that situation in the first place. And this is where awareness can make a difference. This is why knowing what people look for and looking for the cues of danger can make a difference for you. So pay attention to their body language. Pay attention to how they're behaving. Look for signs, but don't go overboard with it. You see, success in self-defense isn't defined by winning. There's no winning, only avoiding trouble. I mean, the ultimate success in self-defense is when nothing happens. But if that's not possible, here's some simple ideas. If you can't prevent it, avoid it. If you can't avoid it, diffuse it. If you can't diffuse it, escape. And if you can't escape, then fight. But if you do have to fight your way out of a bad situation, it should be a last resort. So awareness and knowing who's around you can always make a difference. Get your head out of the phone. Ultimately, it's about response time. And the sooner you can recognize a threat, the more time you have to deal with it. Time buys you safety. The simple takeaway is be aware of your surroundings, understanding who's around you, but taking the time to detect, recognize, and respond can make a critical difference in your ability to defend yourself. Try to create as much time as you can because you will have options. So I really believe if you spend more time understanding the way people move around you, you'll be more effective in your self-defense. Sure, you can have lots of fancy moves, but what really makes the difference is your ability to identify bad guys around you. Have that spider sense. Know when something's not right and trust your instincts on that. Because The sooner you see what's going on around you, the quicker you can react and the more time you have for safety. Thanks for watching.